others to excel with your host, Jacqueline Job. Empowering others to excel with your host, Jacqueline Job. Are you ready to be transformed? I'm here to uplift, encourage, motivate, and inspire. Empowering others to excel with your host, Jacqueline Job.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Empowering Others to Excel. I am your empowerment strategist, Jacqueline Jobs. It is so good to be in the place this morning. It is so good to be seen this morning. So I hope that on today you are ready to be uplifted, motivated, and encouraged on today. So good morning to all those who are tuning in. Good morning to my WMEG listeners. Good morning to my YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram followers, the ones who are tuning in live. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so our topic for today is going to be how to proceed moving forward with clarity and confidence. How to proceed moving forward with clarity and confidence. Now, this is a nice segue from our last session. For those who tuned in last week and those who didn't tune in last week, our session was on the healing journey. We talked about the healing journey, and some of the key takeaways were you are not weak because you were wounded. A lot of us think because we're wounded, we're weak, and that because we have flaws or that we're broken, that we can't be of any use, that we have no value, that we're worthless. And that is not the case. When we're talking about being healed, you are working towards being whole. And it's going to take a process to get there. It's not going to be something that is overnight. So the healing journey, we're just talking about the steps that we need to take in order to be healed. We have to identify what it is that we need healing from. After we identify what it is that we need healing from, we need to be able to identify the source or the root or where it came from. Then we need to be able to identify different triggers and then different strategies that we can put in place to help our healing process. So now that is what we talked about. And I just want you to know that healing is not about becoming who you were before. No, we're not trying to get back to who we were before, but it's about becoming stronger than you have ever been. So that was our topic from last week. Once again, if you missed it, it was a great topic. I think I actually went back and watched it like 3 times and I gained more insight each time that I watched it. So if you want to watch it, go here to the YouTube page, Empowering Others to Excel. It is there under Life Coaching Moments That Transform. Okay, so now we're going to dive into our topic for today. Our topic for today is how to proceed moving forward with clarity and confidence. Now, I think that this is a great topic because a lot of us, depending on what's going on in our life, we come to that moment where it's like, okay, now what do I do? Now what do I do? Like now I have, especially if you were in the healing journey and that resonated with you last week and you're like, okay, now I've taken the steps. Now what do I do? If a new opportunity is arising, okay, now what do I do? So a lot of us, we get in that spot where we just ask that question. Now, what do I do? So today we're going to actually talk about what do you need to do when you're in that position? Because how do I proceed? That is always the question. Like, how do I move from here? Where do I go next? Life often brings us moments where we stop and we think and we got to decide what is next. And then we always think that we have to know the whole picture. You don't have to know the entire picture of what is going to happen next. You just have to put some steps in place. So now today we're going to talk about how to proceed with clarity, courage, faith, and intentional action. So get out your paper and pencil. Let's take some notes together today. For our first part, when you reach the crossroads. when you reach the crossroads. And we also did a full segment on the crossroads, so you can go back and look and find it and watch it if you need to. Now, when we reach the crossroads, many people are not stuck because of lack of ability. A lot of times it's like, I don't have the capability, I don't have the ability to do this. That is not it. You're stuck because now you're at that unsure of how you're going to proceed. You want to move with caution. You want to use wisdom when you're moving. So now we're at that place. You have reached the crossroad. Now what do I do? How do I move? And you have to plan this out. You have to plan this out. No, you're not going to know every step of the plan, but you have to act intentionally. So now let's get into this. Sometimes we reach moments where something has ended, a new opportunity appears, healing has taken place, and we realize change is necessary. So when we get in that crossroad and we're in that place where we got to make decisions, most of the time it's because something has ended. It could have been a relationship, it could have been a job, whatever it is, something has ended. Another one, new opportunity appears. You could have been put in for a new position and you now have that place to advance. Whatever that opportunity is, now you're at a crossroads. What do I do next? Healing has taken place. Okay, now I have healed from this. Where do I go from here? And then you realize a change is necessary. Once again, you're moving day to day and you're like, you don't like the way you're moving. You don't like how it feels. You're in that uncomfortable position. So what do I do? That is where we are right now. So we're going to learn on how to proceed. How to proceed. Now, progress requires movement. There is no progress when there isn't movement. You have to move. You have to do. You have to act. So if you're looking for that progress, but you're sitting and doing nothing, guess what? That is what you're going to get in return. Nothing. Progress requires movement. You have to do something. Not everybody around you doing something on your behalf, but you have to do something. You have to be intentional. You have to put in some kind of effort, some kind of work. Now, even when the path is unclear, even when it's unclear, you have to do something. You can't stay stagnated. You can't just stay in that moment of, I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to sit here. You're not going to progress if you just sit still. Now, I want you to stop and think right now. Reflection question for you. What decision or situation in your life right now requires you to determine how to proceed? Are you even in a place right now where that question has come up? How do I proceed? How do I proceed? Are you in that place? Like, what's my next move? It's almost like you're on a little chessboard or checkerboard. And it's like, what is my next move? What is my next play? What is my next plan of action? That is where you are. That is what you're thinking. So now you have to stop and say, what decision or situation in your life right now requires you to determine how you proceed? Good morning, Nikki. I see she said, I got my paper and pencil ready. That's right. Take some notes. Take some notes, everybody. That's the first question you can write down, because you can go back later on and go, okay, wait a minute. I've learned all of this today, and let me go back and apply what I learned. And guess what? If you are applying what you have learned, that's showing progress. So let's take that step together. Now, why people struggle to proceed? Why people struggle to proceed? Remember, we all are different. We all have our own issues. We all are going on our own journey, and we're all going on our own path. But we all struggle when it's time to proceed. And the question is being asked is, why do we struggle? Now, many people remain stuck because of internal barriers. Internal barriers. That means it's not things that are going on the outside. It is things that are going on within us, within our mind, within our heart. So we're dealing with these internal barriers, and these barriers are causing us to be stuck, and they're causing us to struggle. So some of the common reasons are fear of making the wrong decision. Nobody wants to make the wrong decision. But guess what? Sometimes we learn through our mistakes. So when we make that mistake, it is not a time for us to go, oh my goodness, I am a failure. No, it's time for me to go, what did I learn from this? How can I be better next time? When this event shows up, what can I do? So you have to think about, what can I take away from these moments? And that is one of those things that was hard for me to process. But after the fact, it was like, okay, I get it now. Because when you're going through something, you're not stopping and thinking, what can I take away from this moment? But the more you put it into play, you put it into plan and action, and you continue to do it over and over again, it just becomes like everyday breathing. You did something wrong, you didn't like the end result. Instead of you getting upset, you stop and you go, what can I take away from this? What can I learn from this? And do you realize when you do that, it alleviates a lot of the stress? Because most of the time, we do something that we don't like, we get a result that we don't like. We get upset, we get frustrated, we replay it over and over our heads. But now, if you stop and think, if you get to that point where now it's, what can I take away from this? This has happened. What can I take away from this? How can I do this differently next time? And you figure those things out, you don't lose any sleep over that issue. You don't lose any sleep because you already know this is what happened. This is why it happened. But now I know what I can do next time. So we need to all get in that kind of mindset. And we try to figure out, why did it happen? How can I change it for the next time? Instead of holding on to it, allowing it to stress us out, allowing it to irritate us and annoy us. And then because why? Once we hold on to it, it irritates and annoys us. Guess what? Then people are going to come around and we're going to start to take that out on them. And that is not what we want. Next one, overthinking every possibility. That is a common reason why we struggle, because we overthink every single possibility. When it's to the point now, you just need to pick one. And whichever one you pick, whatever option you pick, you need to work out that option. There could be, just like our life is like multiple choice. When you had the multiple choice test and then they say, is it A, B, C, D, or is it all of the above? And you're sitting here like, is this a trick question? So now you're going back looking over the test and you're like, wait a minute, A does fit. B can fit too. C can fit too. D, all of these can fit. So it's all of the above. That is our life. Most of the time, that is our life. We have all of these different options. We have all of these different roads and different paths that we can go down. And all of these different options and roads and paths that we can go down, they might not all end the same way, but they're going to take us somewhere. So we just have to pick which path we want. Do we want path A? Do we want path B, C, D? What do we want? And then we need to work out the plan for that path that we have chosen. So a lot of times we're overthinking everything when we just need to pick one and work on that path, plan it out. Next one is waiting for perfect timing. We struggle because we're waiting for perfect timing. There is no perfect timing. There is no perfect timing. So you just need to be able to say, I'm going to do it now, and you just start working on it. There is no perfect timing. Brianna says we get stuck because we fear making the wrong decision and overthinking the possibilities. Yes. Next one, lack of confidence. We struggle because we don't have the confidence. We're not believing in ourselves that we can make these things work. We're not believing in ourselves for the desires that we have said we want. We're not believing. We're not confident in ourselves. So therefore, since we're not confident, guess what? We're going to struggle. We're going to have self-doubt. We're going to self-sabotage. We're going to have fear of failure. All of those things are going to come into play. Why? Because we're not confident. And remember, these are all internal barriers. They battles too. They're dealing with the inside of us. So we got to get that right. Holding on to the past. We've already talked about that. It is a struggle. We hold on to the past because we don't want to let things go. Some things we want to keep them just like they are. We want to keep that memory locked just like it is. We don't want to change. Holding on to the past. And we have to realize that is a struggle that we have. And in that struggle, it is holding us back from our growth. And then the last one, fear of failure or judgment. We don't want anybody to judge us. We don't want to fail. We don't want to look bad in the eyes of others. Because we already know that we can be harsh on ourselves and judging ourselves. So just imagine if you fail at something, how are you going to treat yourself? I'm not even worried about what other people thinking, because sometimes other people not even thinking about anything. They're not thinking about us. But we thinking, everybody looking at us like, oh my goodness, did they see me? Did they just see this fall? Did they just see me do this mistake? Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. But we need to be just trying to work on ourselves and become better and not worry about, did they see this? Did they see this? Did they see this? Because if they did, hopefully they're the people that's in your corner and your support system, your accountability partners, that they can come alongside and help. If you got all those people around you where you're concerned about what they think and you're afraid to make a mistake in front of them, they're not the people to be around. The people who you are around should know we all make mistakes. So when you make a mistake, they need to come over there like the old mothers and be like, this is how you do this. Let me help you with this. They shouldn't be the ones who are looking at you going, I knew you were going to fail. I don't even know why you tried it. I told you might as well just forget that idea. It's a dumb idea anyway. They are not the ones. We need the ones who are going to support us. They're going to uplift us, encourage us, motivate us. They're going to push us forward, push us into our next. That's what you need. So these are some of the common internal barriers that causes us to struggle. And now we're sitting and we're thinking, okay, I'm at this place where I'm trying to figure out, how do I proceed? Indecision is still a decision. Indecision is still a decision. And when I say that, that means you're deciding not to move. It is keeping you in that same place. And when you're in that same place, you're not getting the desire that you want. You're not reaching that goal or that target that you have set for yourself. So we need to break indecision. We need to learn and be able to make decisions. Be comfortable with the decisions that we make. This is the decision that I made. I'm going to stick to this decision until I see, after evaluating it and reevaluating, that it no longer serves me. And then I'm going to set some other goals and move forward from there. But do not be indecisive. I don't know. I don't know. Should I? I don't know. What you think? Make the decision. Okay. So now, what I want you to think about right now, you cannot move forward while constantly looking backwards. You can't move forward while constantly looking backwards. Why? Because you're going to end up just picture right now, somebody's walking down the street, or they're trying to walk down the street. But while they're walking down the street, this is all they're doing. And they're trying to get to a destination, but they keep looking backwards. One, them looking backwards is slowing them up from getting to their destination. That's one. So if you're one of those one who keep looking backwards, it is slowing up your progress. Two, because you're looking backwards, you're not looking what's in front of you. And since you're looking backwards, you might be missing a turn. You might be missing an opportunity because you're always looking back like, I remember when, I like that. I missed that. So you're missing opportunities that are in front of you. You were supposed to go left and go right, and you're still walking forward. So that's the second thing. First one is you're moving too slow because you keep looking backwards. It's slowing up your progress. Two, you're missing opportunities. You're missing direction because you keep looking backwards. Three, you're just going to walk into something. And when you walk into something, it's going to be something that you don't like, and it's going to cause you pain. It's going to cause you hurt. Why? Because you keep looking backwards. So since you're looking backwards, you're not looking forward. You're not looking at where you're going. And you're going to end up stepping in something, hitting a wall. You're going to enter into a door that you're not supposed to go into, all because you're not focused on what your main goal was. So I need you to realize you need to stop looking backwards. We're moving ahead. We're moving forward. Past is behind us. Let the past stay in the past. We are moving forward. Next, we're going to talk about the importance of clarity. Clarity. We all need that clarity. We all want to be able to see clearly. And when I say clarity, that does not mean you're going to see the whole picture. You're not going to see the whole picture, but you can be able to see things clearly. Because when we are focused on other things, we cannot have that eagle eye that we need to be able to focus on the one, because we're thinking about all the other things as well. It's like a person who has tunnel vision. Tunnel vision, you're looking straight ahead. So all the other things on the side, they're there, but they're blurred because you're focused straight ahead. And see, that's what we need to be. We need to be focused straight ahead. All of those things that were, they're a blur. We're focusing on what is ahead. So now, before you proceed, you must have clarity. So I need you to ask yourself these 4 questions. First one, what do I truly want moving forward? And when you're asking yourself these questions, you have to be honest with yourself. If you know that you're not in a place to be honest with yourself, this activity right now, this assignment is going to be pointless. And I don't want it to be pointless for you. So I hope you are in that place where you can be honest with yourself, because we talked about last week, truth. You need to be able to walk in your truth. So right now, we need you to be able to give the truth. Tell yourself the truth. What do I truly want moving forward? What is it that you want moving forward? That is the first question that you need to ask yourself when you're trying to gain clarity. Second question, what no longer serves my growth? What things are you doing that no longer serves your growth? You have to be honest. What people do you associate with that no longer serve your growth? Be honest. What activities, what events did you attend that no longer serve your growth? Be honest. Number 3, what values will guide my decision? What values will guide my decision? Now, while I was thinking about this one, I was like, oh my goodness, this one is kind of broad, because what values will guide my decision? Is it going to be tradition that guides your decision? Meaning things that your family did. Are you going to allow those things to guide your decisions? Is it going to be your belief system, your values that are going to guide your decision? Like, is your faith going to guide your decision? What values will guide my decision? Because a lot of time in culture, different cultures, it's like the traditions. You got to do this. You have to do this. This is how we've done it. This is how we're going to always do it. But right now, if you're in that place where you're trying to proceed, you're trying to get to your desired goals, are you going to allow those traditions to guide you? Are you going to allow your faith to guide you? Are you going to allow your emotions to guide you? What are you going to allow you to guide your decisions? Write it down. Next one, what outcome am I hoping to create? What outcome am I hoping to create? You're in this process right now. You're asking, how do I proceed? But what are you hoping to create? What is your end result? So those are the 4 questions that you need to ask yourself. What do I truly want moving forward? What no longer serves my growth? What values will guide my decisions? What outcome am I hoping to create? Now, clarity does not always come instantly. It does not come instantly. This is something that you have to develop. And it is developed through your reflection, through your honesty, through your quiet time. It is developed through journaling. It is developed through your prayers. So you have to work on developing clarity. So it's not just that I'm going to sit here right now and I ask myself this question. Your mind has to be in the right space. You have to be in the right space in order to gain clarity. So this is something that I want you to do. So for example, if you're like, okay, I have these questions. I want to be able to sit and answer these questions, but there's too many things going on. Find you a quiet spot. Find you somewhere where you're comfortable. It could be inside your car. You need to find that area where you are comfortable, where you can actually reflect. You have 0 distractions. And then you have time to actually sit and ponder and reflect. This is not something that you want to rush and just write down any answer. So that's what I want you to do. Write your thoughts down, because when you write them down, sometimes it becomes more alive to you. It becomes more alive to you. It's almost like an action plan. You started to write. It's like, oh, now I can see the possibilities because it's written down. So start writing these things down and then start answering these things. A lot of time people write down the questions, but they never go back and look at it. I want you to write them down. I want you to look at it. I want you to respond to it. And then see how those questions can help you to move forward. Now we have evaluating your options. Evaluating your options. When deciding how to proceed, consider the long-term effect. Consider the long-term effect. How is this going to impact me in the long term? So short term would be today, tomorrow, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. Long term, how is this going to impact me 5 months from now? How is this going to impact me a year from now? This decision that I am making, how is it going to impact me in the long term? You have to consider, does this decision that I'm making, is it aligned with my values? Is it aligned with my values? Because you already know if you're making a decision that is not aligned with your values, it's not going to work, because you're going to be fighting yourself and fighting that decision, because you're going to be getting convicted all the time because you know it does not align with your values. So why make a decision knowing you're going to be convicted? And when you get convicted, you know that does not feel good. So you rather walk around day to day being convicted because you chose to do this thing that you know does not align with your values. So these are things that you have to consider when you're proceeding, when you're moving ahead, you're taking that next step. Emotional readiness. Are you ready for this? You're about to take this next step. Are you ready for it? Are you emotional stable? Have you been practicing regulating your emotions? Have you learned to stop and take a moment before you respond? Have you learned to do that? Have you learned to not react over everything? You have to check to see if you are emotionally ready for this next step. And then the last one is you have to consider whether fear or wisdom is guiding your decision. I'm going to throw another one in there too. You have to decide whether fear or wisdom is guiding your decision. Are you about to make this decision based off of fear? I don't want to lose this person. I don't want to let this opportunity go by, but I don't know. But they said if I don't. Or are you making it off of wisdom? I have prayed on this thing, and I believe I have an answer for this. I want you to stop and think about that. And then the next one I said I'm going to add is consider with the next step. Are you about to proceed based off of desperation? That is another one. The next step that you're about to do, are you about to proceed off of desperation? Because that is not what we want. We do not want to proceed on something off of desperation, because it might look good to you right then at that moment, but then in the long run, is that newness fades away, and then you're stuck with that choice that you made. So we don't want you to proceed off of desperation, but I'm desperate for this, but I need this. So I'm just going to take whatever comes. Whatever they offer me, I'm going to just accept it, knowing full well it is belittling. They're being undermining, they're being cunning, they're being sneaky, but I'm going to accept it because I'm desperate. That is not what we want. Good morning, Aunt Vera. Good morning. That is not what we want. So now, these are some questions that you can ask yourself. These are some questions that you can ask yourself when you're proceeding. Does this choice move me forward towards growth? Does this choice move me towards growth? Because if it's going to set you back, that's not what you want. Next one, does it align with who I want to become? That ties in with your values. Does it align with who I want to become? So are you about to take on this next step, but it's going to paint you in an ugly light? And that is not what you want for everybody. That's not what you want to be seen by everybody. You don't even want it for yourself, but because you're acting in desperation, you're going to agree to this, knowing it does not align with your values. It does not align with your morals, your beliefs. It doesn't align at all, but you're desperate or you're doing it out of fear. So ask yourself that question. Does it align with who I want to become? And then the last question, am I choosing from fear or purpose? Am I choosing from fear or purpose? I need you to remember, every opportunity is not meant for you. Every opportunity is not meant for you. Like they say, everything that glitter is not gold. Every opportunity is not meant for you. It might look good, it might sound good, but you need to read between the lines. Read between the lines. If you are already getting convicted reading it or listening to what is being put in front of you, guess what? You already know it is not for you. Take a pass. Let somebody else get it. Because when you walk into your next, when you choose to proceed, you want to be able to feel good about the choices that you are making. You want to know that all of that work that you have put in for yourself, all of that healing that you have been seeking for, that you have been working towards, that you have not done all of that in vain. Why are you going to do all of the work about making yourself better, building up your confidence, building up your self-esteem, setting your boundaries? You put in all of that work. So why go out and take the next step and then it's going to set you back? So I need you to remember, when you're taking that next step, every opportunity is not meant for you. Use wisdom. Use discernment. Seek discernment. Now, we have made our choice. We have checked on our values, beliefs to see if it aligns. And now we're about to take the first step. Once you decide to proceed, action is necessary. So here we go. Practical steps. Start small. Start small. You don't want to take on more than you can handle. Start small. Big goals often begin with small steps. And that's one thing I notice about me. I have big goals. And then, I used to, I can say this, I used to try to take on this whole big goal when I realized I need to start in smaller steps. Start in smaller steps, accomplish that one task, then build on it, build on it, build on it, build on it. And while I'm saying build on, I hear Rome wasn't built in a day. And that's the problem with us. We always trying to get things done so quickly. We always trying to get things done quickly. And we need to learn how to take those small steps and build upon it. Start that foundation. That foundation is the goals that we want, the desires that we have. We need to identify it, and then we start building. We build until we get to our desired mark. Next one, create a plan. Outline realistic actions. And that is the key word, realistic. Outline realistic actions. Third, seek wise counsel. Trusted mentors, your coaches, spiritual guidance, whoever you need to, seek wise counsel. Next one, accept imperfection. Accept imperfection. And in the process, I'm going to say of accept imperfection, accept not knowing. I'm going to add that. Accept not knowing. Because we are not perfect. We're not going to do everything right. But guess what? We're also not the all-seeing, all-knowing. So we don't know everything. So we need to make sure that when we are starting and we're proceeding, it is okay that you don't know everything. It is okay that you don't know the next step. Because once you start building, the next step will reveal itself. It's almost like clue. You finish one task, you get another clue to go ahead to the next mark. You finish that task, you get another clue to go ahead to the next mark. That is how we are moving with our small steps. We're starting with the small step. We work on it. We solve it. We get the outcome we want. And then once we get that outcome we want, we get that, oh, okay, now I know how to maneuver next. So now I'm going to go ahead to do this. So you set that out. You put the plan in motion. You start moving. You start building. It gets to a little bump in the road. Okay, let me go back. Let me reevaluate this. Okay, I see where I went wrong. Let's do this. Then you go ahead. You continue working. You get to the end. Oh, now I see what I can maneuver to next. So now that's how it's working. So you need to understand we're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. And then you also need to understand that we don't know everything. We don't know everything. We're not going to see everything up front. But if you continue to work the plan, you will begin to gain that insight and that clarity that you need to continue to proceed. Next one is commit to consistency. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. There needs to be steady movement in your progress. Steady movement in your progress. And we talked about this before. Yes, you're going to get to those moments where it's like, okay, I just needed to take a minute. You're going to take your minute, but you're going to come back to it. And hopefully when you took that minute, you got more insight, you got clarity, you got some wisdom. You got some feedback that you needed. You got some critique. Somebody critiqued you. They gave you some criticism that you needed that was going to help push you, that was going to help motivate you and encourage you. So hopefully while you're in that moment of taking time to figure out your next move, you're gaining all of those things in the process. And then you come back to the table refreshed and you're like, okay, I got this. I'm going to keep moving. So we need to make sure we're committed. We had consistency and we're going to keep moving. And what we said last week on the last session, for healing it's not linear. So that means it's not going to be straightforward. It's going to go left, right, here, there, everywhere. But in the process of all of that, you are getting to that spot where you're becoming whole. So we need to make sure that we're consistent. Being consistent doesn't mean everything is going to go the way we want it to go. But it means you're consistently moving towards that goal that you set for yourself. So that is something that you have to remember. Movement creates momentum. Movement creates momentum. And that is what we want. We want that momentum that's going to keep us going. Like the Energizer Bunny, we want to be able to move, keep going, keep going. Next section, faith and trust while moving forward. Faith and trust while moving forward. Now this one, just like I'm pausing for faith and trust, that's how it's going to feel sometimes. It's going to be that pause. We're just going to be like, and there are going to be a lot of questions going on in your head. Like, I trust you, God. I'm believing that this is all working out for my good, but I don't see it. I don't see the movement. I don't feel it. But this is where that faith comes into play. You have to believe it. You may not feel it. You may not see it, but you have to believe it. Because you already know that you're putting in the work. You know that you're putting in the work. You know that you're doing what you need to do. So even though you're not seeing the outcome that you want yet, you have to believe that that outcome is coming. You have to believe that things are being worked out behind the scenes on your behalf. You have to believe that your name has been spoken of in rooms positively. And then somebody is going to hear something that you did and be like, wait a minute, I need to speak to this person. I have an opportunity for this person. I need this person on my team. So that is one of those things where, yes, you may not see things moving and it may not feel like it. You may feel like you're in a spot where nothing is going the way that you planned it to do, but you have to believe. You have to believe that it is working itself out. As long as you are putting in the work. Now, if you're sitting there, you're not doing anything, you're not putting in any work, you're not being consistent, and there's no progress, then yes, you're going to feel that there's nothing happening, because there's nothing happening. Because you did not do anything to cause anything to happen. When there is movement on your part, when you are putting in the work and you're doing the things that you need to do, things are happening behind the scene. But if you're not doing anything, no, I'm sorry. Because a lot of people, there are people out here who think I'm just going to sit here and do nothing and it's just going to fall in my lap. That's not how it works. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. So now, moving forward often requires trusting God even when the outcome is uncertain. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'm trusting and believing God. I can't see what's going to happen next, but I'm trusting and believing God. And then it's going to get to that point where, oh my goodness, what's going on? But I'm going to trust and believe in God. Yep, just bring yourself right on back. I'm going to trust and believe in God. Faith does not eliminate uncertainty. Just because we have faith, guess what? There are still going to be moments where we're going to be uncertain about stuff. There are going to be moments where we're going to start to doubt things. Just because we have faith doesn't mean that everything is going to work itself out and just move. It's going to move smoothly. No. Because in the process of us waiting and having faith, we're going to be learning. We're going to be learning. Our faith is going to be built up. Our trust is going to be built up. If everything was easy, then what are we learning? If everything was easy, how is our trust going to be built up? It's not going to be. So there are going to be tests, there are going to be trials. But in the process of those tests and those trials, guess what? You have to remain faithful. You have to remain faithful to yourself. All of that work that you put in becoming that person that you want to be, you have to remain faithful to that. Don't abandon that faith because things are not working out. Because when you're abandoning that faith that things are not working out, you're abandoning yourself. You're giving up on yourself, and that is not what we want. So I want you not to abandon that faith in yourself. Don't abandon the faith that you have in God because things are not working out, because you can't see it. God up there doing the things, setting things in motion, sending angels here to protect you from things seen and unseen. And you over here going, well, I don't see nothing. Ain't nothing happening. And God up there like, child, hush. Like you just don't know. Hush. You got to have faith. You have to have faith. And then when you don't have that faith and you start murmuring and complaining, you're going to cause a delay in those things. So what you need to do is keep your faith built up. Keep your faith built up. Keep the momentum built up. Stay consistent. Stay consistent and it will work out in your favor. It will work out for your good. Now, also for this, God often reveals steps path by path, little by little. He never shows us the full picture. Why? Because sometimes we can't handle the full picture. We can't handle the full picture. And if we weren't showing a full picture, we'd probably go ahead of ourselves. So we don't want to do that. So now I want you to think about these things. What are you desiring for yourself? Go back to those questions we asked in the beginning. What do I truly want moving forward? What no longer serves my growth? What values will guide my decisions? What outcomes am I hoping to create? Go back to those questions. And while you're asking yourself those questions, then you're going to ask yourself, does this choice move me towards my growth? This decision I'm about to make, does it move me towards my growth? Does it align with who I want to become? Am I choosing from fear or purpose? These like 3 questions need to be like on, I don't know why when I'm saying them, I can picture them on like what is it called? A traffic light. Like it needs to be a big traffic light and it has these questions. Does this choice move me towards my growth? Does it align with who I want to be? Am I choosing from fear or purpose? It needs to be flashing every time we make a decision. Those 3 questions, so that way we can stop and go, wait a minute. And you think back to the question, oh, never mind, I can't do this one. Sorry, I'm a pass. And they looking at you like, what just happened? Like my 3 questions just flashed in front of my face and I answered no to one of them. So I know I have to let this thing go. So maybe we need to make a poster or something, just have it up. So that way, when you're going through and you have these questions, pull it out. Wait a minute. No. All right. Next, we're going to move on. Thank you. Thank you for applying. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for looking into. No, we're going to move on. Just like they do at job interviews. That's what it sounded like when I just started talking. Because they have their set of criteria. And if you don't meet those set of criteria, what do? They take a pass. So you need to have a set of criteria for yourself. You need to have a set of criteria for yourself. And then while you are proceeding, while you are becoming that person that you are desiring to be, you need to be looking at those set of criteria. Does this choice move me forward? Yes. Check it off. Does it align with who I want to become? Yes. Check it off. Am I choosing from fear or purpose? It needs to be a box that says fear or purpose. And if you check off fear, next. That's what it needs to be. You need to have those set of criteria. So that's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to create the set of criteria for yourself. What are your set of criteria for yourself that you are going to use moving forward? What are the set of criteria that you're going to use for yourself moving forward that is going to keep you in check? That's going to keep you in check. Just like some people, they have a list of what they want their future husband, they want their future wife to look like. You create a list, a set of criteria for yourself that's going to get you to your next, that's going to keep you focused. And while you're walking and moving and doing all of those things, being great, make sure you have that set of criteria. So when you get to that part, when you're like, okay, what's my next move? What should I be doing now? Is this a good fit for me? Look at those criteria. Does this bring me joy? Check. Is this something that I will be proud to say out loud that I am a part of? Check. Does it meet my values? Does it align with my values and beliefs? Check. So I want you all to make your list of criteria. That is your homework assignment. Make your list of criteria that you are going to use moving forward. That is going to help you to stay focused while you're moving to your next. Make that list. Now, I need you to be encouraged on today, so I'm going to share this. You may not know every detail of the journey ahead, but you can still take the next step with courage and faith. You can still take the next step with courage and faith. Remember, we talked about in the last session for healing, the fact that you acknowledge that you need to be healed. You took that next step in courage. You took that next step in faith, because you know that once you acknowledge it, that was the rule number 1, acknowledge it. Identify what it is that you need healing. Acknowledge it. And then you move from there. So I want everything that we do, I want us to do it with courage and with faith. Remember, they say all you have to have is faith the size of a mustard seed. And a mustard seed is very tiny. So I know we all got more faith than that. We should at least have faith the size of our hand. Faith the size of our head. So I want you all to move in courage and faith. Do not move in fear. Do not move in fear. Because when you move in fear, you attract negative things to you. When you move in fear, you attract negative things to you. So I want you to move in courage. Because when you're moving in courage, that you're walking in confidence. That confidence is being portrayed over you. It's coming from the inside out. So when people see you, they already know, oh, this person knows who they are. They are self-aware. So that means I cannot come at them with any old thing, because they are self-aware. They already know who they are. They know what their likes, they know their dislikes, they know what they want in a person, they know what they want in this opportunity. So I have to come correct. So I need you to do that. Move when you're moving. Move in faith and move in courage. And I hope that today, this session provided you with some insight on how to proceed to your next, on how to proceed with those next steps. When you have those questions, okay, what now? How am I supposed to go about this? I hope that today's session gave you some strategies on what it is that you should do or what it is that you should be looking out for. And remember that homework, the list of criteria, have it, make it, keep it with you. Keep it with you. How am I keep it with you? Put it on your phone. You can type it up, put it in the image, keep it with you. Write it on a sheet of paper, take a picture of it, keep it with you. Tag it in the notes on your phone, keep it with you. So that way, when you get to that point when you just don't know, look at it, pull it out, wait a minute. Okay, it seems like this will be a good fit. Or no, I'm going to pass. It's not a good fit. Now, our declaration for today. I will not remain stuck in fear or uncertainty. I will move forward with clarity, courage, and purpose. I will proceed with confidence. That is our declaration for today. I will not remain stuck in fear or uncertainty. I will move forward with clarity, courage, and purpose. I will proceed with confidence. You do not need the entire map to figure out your life. All you need to do is be courageous and take the next step. So I thank you all for tuning in today to Empowering Others to Excel. I thank my WMEG listeners, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Thank you all for tuning in. And I hope that today's message, today's session was a blessing to you, that you received something from it. If you would like to partner with Empowering Others to Excel or on WMEG, you can always reach out to WMEG and you can sponsor this segment, this session. Just let them know you want to sponsor Empowering Others to Excel or Jacqueline Jobes. If you are on social media and you would like to sponsor or be a partner with me, you can do so through Cash App. It is EOE Change Agent. EOE Change Agent. Once again, I would like to thank everybody for tuning in today, and I hope that you will move and be courageous and move in faith throughout the rest of this week. Continue to keep yourself encouraged, continue to keep yourself motivated, and do your homework. Make the list. Make the list. All right, guys. Until next time, be blessed.
Empowering Others to Excel with your host, Jacqueline Jobes. Empowering Others to Excel with your host, Jacqueline Jobes. Are you ready to be transformed? I'm here to uplift, encourage, motivate, and inspire. Empowering Others to Excel with your host, Jacqueline Jobes.